It's coming.
Game face.
All right. Yo, what's up, y'all, man? Trayvon Copeland. Welcome to Respect My Nerves. We got another interview for you, bro. We just keeping it rolling. Keeping it rolling. Keeping it rolling. Yeah. Listen, man, we're traveling all the way down to Valdosta, Georgia. GA. That's right. We're going to Valdosta, Georgia. And today we have a very special guest on from Cool Comics on Andre Oliver. Ooh, wee. All right. Dre, what's up, man?
Thank you for that amazing introduction, Trayvon. Hi, everyone. As I was introduced, my name is Andre Oliver. I'm the owner of Cool Comics. Pleased to meet you.
Yeah. No, right. Dre, first question. Why? As a brother, black owned comic shops, talk about it. Why?
The why is to be able to project, I guess, some of the what I learned from reading comics and stuff, or what I learned from reading about fictional characters more so. I grew up in a household with a single parent. My mother raised me, and so I didn't necessarily have those male role models that I needed. At least not consistently in my life. I started reading comics at a young age, at 5 years old, with the original intention to be to teach myself how to draw. There was, maybe a few years later, around the age of 10, when I visited my very first comic book shop, and I was just amazed at the variety of different characters and the different attitudes and the level of focus that each one had. Characters like Batman, who embodies determination. Characters like Superman, who embodies hope. Characters like Green Lantern, who embodies willpower. You know, um, Characters like the Flash, simply because I like running, enjoy running. But so what I get out of comics is a certain level of positive energy, you know, and plus it's a great way to escape the norm and kind of, after a hard day's work, there's nothing like being able to pick up your favorite book and your favorite format, which hopefully is comics,
Mm-hmm.
um, and being able to just kind of get away for a little while. Imagine yourself in the footsteps in the shoes of some of the world's greatest fictional heroes,
Mm-hmm.
as you remember that just because you know the world may treat you a certain way, or someone cuts you off in traffic, that that there are better ideals out there to live up to. That's
Yeah.
my why.
Yeah. Yeah. Hear that, people? Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. That was deep. That was very deep. Eating tissue. Eating tissue. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, all right. What were some of the first comics you read?
Some of the first ones that I actually read were, believe it or not, I can remember reading a lot of Archie comics when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but generally, when people think about comics, we think about the superhero genre. So as far as that go, my earliest comics were Fantastic Four,
Mm-hmm.
Amazing Spider-Man, uh, and Daredevil that I can remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
And later on, I became I developed a love for Flash, all the
Mm-hmm.
Batman titles,
Mm-hmm.
and the new Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, cool, cool. And I think I asked you this question before. I think Lightning. Black Lightning, like the first black character you was introduced to.
He was the first black character I was introduced to, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right that he's considered to be the first black.
No,
No, he's not the first black superhero.
no.
Who?
Black Panther. The first black hero the first black hero
Morale.
credited to Lobo, but it's bullshit because that's just from a white standpoint. Because
Mm.
all hero comics was out in the 50s,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that color. You know, Marvel fought, excuse me, Stanley and Jack Kirby fought to get black, like better ink to portray black people. And I was like, okay, well, that would make sense if they knew how they were supposed to look and what ink they were supposed to invest in, if something was already laid out. Like freaking even like Black Panther plagiarized off of Lion Man. Like Lion Man was already out, and instead of vibranium,
Oh,
he was uranium. You know, in a mountain, he was protecting the mountain of uh, ancient minerals. You know that they called uranium. So I'm like,
yeah.
okay, so Black Panther comes out in the '60s, like and he's protecting vibranium. You know, like and they decided to
Oh,
just put
wow. Lion
yeah,
Man. I'm gonna look that up.
yeah, like in Africa, and he's based off the Congolese spirituality of talking to like your ancestors, which is something called Izambe, which is real in the Congolese culture.
Yeah.
Depending where you're from, there's something called Izambe where you can actually your inner self and go and speak with your ancestors. Something the British did not like, and they had to shut that. That's why they demonized any African spirituality. They definitely demonized Congolese culture because they did not like the practices that they were teaching because it was helping them fight against them.
Mm-hmm.
That take a little deep dive, but no, like no. All Negro comics, all those comic characters was out way before Marvel. Like Black Lightning came later. Like
Yeah.
Luke Cage, like Black, like okay, it was Black Panther and Luke Cage was out. Then DC decided to make Black Lightning. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? He came later, and then with the X-Men, then they like when they decided to make Storm a thing, like all that stuff coming out. But for white people, Black Panther is the first black comic book character. So the day one. Now all Negro comics is already out. But no,
Mm.
anyway, as you were saying,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what we were
it
talking
was
about.
Black Lightning was the first character, black character.
Yeah. Yeah. Black Lightning was the first one that I was introduced to, and then as some time passed, characters like I've always been good with Luke Cage, but I just feel like they could do more with him. It's way too stereotypical for me.
He's
And
he's there right now. He's mayor of New York right now.
yeah, exactly. And that's why I like the Dwayne Taylor character, Night Thrasher from the New
Yeah.
Warriors. They created him in the early '90s because there was literally no stereotype. This character was introduced with a Batman-ish type origin where his parents were killed, and instead of him retreating to his mansion and just living out his life, he decided that he was going to do what he could to help others, and initially attempted to form a group that was eventually named the New Warriors under the idea that he wanted a family, and his idea of a family in comics was the Fantastic Four. So he
Right.
initially wanted 4 members, but he ended up like 6 or something like that, which was cool.
Yeah. Sounds like community. He sounds he's a community kind of guy. Kind of sound like myself. Like yeah, I'll keep it small. Then bump into
Hmm.
some people. All right, cool. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Now I like Night Thrash. Didn't they use Night Thrash in the new Warriors to start Civil War?
They used the New Warriors to start Civil War. Night Thrasher wasn't a part of that particular team. The team that started Civil War was mainly influenced by the character Speedball, who was an original member of the New Warriors. And they were seeking publicity and fought a villain called Nitro. And Nitro
Blew up the city.
blew up the city. Yeah. And over 600 people or so died. And because of that, the idea of teenage superheroes became demonized by the public and by the government, and that's what led to the Registration Act, where hey,
Right.
look, you guys are gonna tell us who you are, you're gonna work for us, all of the above, because that's the only way we're gonna trust you. We can't let anything like this happen again.
Okay. So my only thing is, what are the police gonna do? By the time Shield get there or whatever other operation you want to talk about, what are they gonna do? What are you gonna do when this person pull up and this in this person's neighborhood, it's easier for Spider-Man to jump on something. He's right there in Queens.
Yeah, they're not gonna do much of anything because they don't have the ability. They don't have the
Firepower.
the equipment to contain to successfully subdue most of these superpower villains, you know. And so, you know, it's like yin and yang. It's like one's going to create the other. If a hero steps forward, then a villain's going to step forward. If a villain steps forward, then a hero's going to step forward.
Right.
That's just in the battle between good and evil.
Right. Well, I think he talked about that in the Avengers movie. Actually, in Civil War, he said that he was like our existence inspires conflict. He was like, since we were formed, there's actually been more crimes happening because people, you know, just don't care, or, you know, people just got inspired to want to do something just based off what the Avengers was doing. But nah, man, that'd be a record hole to go down. But nah, okay. Have you ever thought about making your own comic? Because you said you draw.
Oh yeah. I have tons of ideas, none of which I can share in this forum. But I've been creating comic book characters respectfully since the early '90s. And I've read so many books that I know what's out there. I know what all these characters can do. I know what kind of personalities and attitudes they have. And the things that I created, I've done my best to attempt to find familiar ideas, at the same time differentiate them from what you already seen out there, what's already available to you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but see, my whole thing is this, man. There are so many different comics out there. There is no such thing as necessarily I'm talking at least for now, like nowadays, like where we 22. There's no such thing as plagiarism, because you may just have an idea for and you feel like you can create a lot of content off of this idea, and you just run with it and go with it and just see how far.
You know, from understanding, if you take an idea and you change it by 20%, then you got a new.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that's literally how that works. You know, because you know the expression. It goes back to the expression. There's nothing new up under the sun. You know, so you want to create a Superman-esque type character. You know, you find ways to make your character stand out and be different from Clark Kent / Superman. And you only have to, from my understanding, you only have to that from a measurement standpoint, it only has to be 20%.
Right.
And then it's yours.
Right. My whole thing is every comic has to be the same, and like that's why I really like been stepping away from Marvel and DC and digging into like the indie stuff. You know, been trying to, you know, read more Dark Horse comics, more Image comics, or just indie comics. You know, because there's so many black people out there that got their own comic out nowadays. Crazy. You know, like I didn't know how many, you know, black comic book companies was out in the 90s. You know, but you let the white media tell it, they just Milestone. Milestone. So you let them tell it Milestone, but no. Like how you had Tribe out there, you had Ensure, the son of Hiru. You had let me see, it's a bunch of Tribe, Purge, Roosevelt, Pitts. You had Purge, you had what's this one group called? Nubia Force. There we go, Nubia Force. Think of Nubia Force.
Oh, okay.
I know, man, dude. You have to do Brother Man, Detroit. There we go. They coming back to me.
I remember Brother Man.
Brother Man. Go. There you go. But you gotta era. You gotta be from that era. Like ain't no kid and like even people my age, 30, not gonna remember Brother Man if you're not from Detroit, or you got somebody that, you know, like was really into comics to kind of show you that. You know? It's crazy, like this nowadays, being able to talk to people about, you know, Milestone comics, you know, or you know, like I said, like Roosevelt. You know, like Roosevelt was telling me the media was kind of portraying them to like Milestone versus you know, his company. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. Like that a beef or some conflict. Like, nah, that was all the media. But some
Hmm.
people were upset that it was kind of saying Milestone kind of coned it, but the idea, somebody's willing to pay for the idea. Somebody's willing to help you publish this idea and pay you. You're getting paid while somebody's helping you publish stuff. Who wouldn't take that deal? You know?
Of course, of course. At the end of the day, it's all about finding that support. It's all about finding the audience, and that's what with any product or whatever stuff. You know, identifying with your demographic. And as you said, yeah, there were tons of black characters being created around the same time that Milestone was published or soon thereafter. But unfortunately, a lot of them did not resonate with the readers, even with some of us African Americans. Yeah,
It's on the company.
yeah, and it's all about money at the end of the day. You know, there's no comic out there that's created for the mass audience that's not expected to generate some type of revenue.
Right.
You know, DC and Marvel generally, I mean, or back in the day, they would cut books if they went to like if they if sales dropped to like 20,000 or less.
That,
Yeah. And
and
nowadays, you know what I'm saying? You hardly got even Spider-Man, pushing like, numbers past that or 50,000 or 100,000 or whatever, stuff like that,
I mean,
because of so many other different factors that's changed in the market.
could movies be like the down, because Hollywood don't like comic book heroes. They want James Bond and Indiana Jones, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which Bond is based off of a book, but it is what it is. They just want to own IPs and stuff and just
Hmm.
tell the stories however they want. They want all the credit. They don't like the fact that Marvel did what they did, from what DC was always kind of just pity pat, like, okay, all right, fine, we'll let y'all do y'all, we'll let y'all get y'all rocks and do a Batman movie, DC, sure, fine. Like they like
Hmm.
commercial Batman to where he's kind of a familiar, face and identity to, just allow in Hollywood. But Marvel just came through and just like, nah, watch out. Just textbook Marvel. Marvel's always been better at, advertising, multiple characters and getting them out there for like the matches they like. They always been good at introducing like new characters, or a new thing, and finding, which one works and turning them into something. Like, my whole point is, how can we get black comics to do that? And there's a lot of individualism. There's no like one
Hmm.
company. A lot of individualism, like, somebody over here doing something, somebody over here doing something, somebody over here doing something, somebody over here doing something. And I'm like, damn, like,
I've thought
just
I've, I've thought about that a little bit over the years, and to be honest with you, I think that it's just like the books that are, well, not just like, because but to be honest with you, I think that just like with any other product or whatever, stuff like that, I don't think that we can cater to our own audience necessarily. I think that we can have ideas that we can relate to,
mm,
but we still have to have characters and ideas that your mass audience, a lot of the main people that are going to be wanting to purchase these books, can relate to.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I could be, you know, booed for this or whatever, but I don't think that I think that we can express our culture in the books, but at the same time, those books still have to have to fit in with other cultures as well. In other words, we can't
But
just
how come it's all
necessarily always just center on ourselves.
got to do that though, Dre? That's all I'm saying. How come it's always
Yeah,
us? You don't see them Chinese movies doing that. You don't see them. All right, we got to make sure we put a black person in it. Always us. We always got to be nice to everybody
yeah,
else.
yeah. I get that. I get that. But historically speaking, our comic books don't sell it, with the exception of Milestone back in the day. Back in the day when they first got started, our books just
But
don't sell except for the one-offs, like Black Panther.
I mean, Tribe has sold over 1 million copies. Like that
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah. Like,
put up
like I
with it.
said, back in the day, those books were selling like crazy because you got to look at what happened around that same time. Image started up. These artists and these writers were tired um, of um, of
Working
taking a
for
pittance of pay for these ideas that, like you said, they were going to become like IPs. They were going to become brands. They were going to become childhood. They were become symbols for everyone. The Superman symbol is one of the most recognized symbols in history. You know, alongside Batman and
right.
the cross.
Right.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, it's still about the money, and so we still have to create products that are gonna produce enough revenue that's gonna get a large enough audience so that we can keep telling those amazing stories.
Right,
And
but
Milestone managed to do that.
they managed to do it longer than everybody else because
And they managed to do it longer than everyone else. Yeah.
they do it longer than everybody else. That's what I would say. I want to give them too much credit. 'Cause, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you had Dwayne McDuffie. When you got Dwayne McDuffie under something, of course it's going to succeed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now let's get back. Let's get back to your comic shop, man, for a second. Like, I know some people, or they're when in their cities or towns, they like to do certain youth and their shop.
Welcome to Cool Comments.
Are there any type of festivities that you in your comic shop? Like free comic day. Like I don't know, everybody come in and like I don't know, like just like what are some activities or like events that you may host? On the
Free comic book day. Free comic book day's been the main activity or doing an interview online. Free comic book day has been the main activity that I host. I've tried some of the others like the Halloween Fest and Batman Day and stuff like that, but they don't seem to resonate with people, and I'm always expected to buy product just to give it away. Free comic
right.
book day's been going on so long now. I think since like early 2002, and I've participated in the majority participated in it for the majority of my years. So I can at least say 17 or 18 of the 20 years I've been an active participant of it. But again, that's one of those things where all the marketing that they put behind it, because they did something that was really brilliant with Free Comic Book Day. A ways back, some 10 plus years ago, where they decided instead of allowing for the retailers to vote on when this day was going to be, that's what we were doing at first. After the first initial year, we were voting on when we wanted this to be, what month and the time of the month, to try to benefit as many people as possible.
Mm.
Why not just go with the first movie of the summer,
Right.
which is the first Saturday in May?
Right.
Yeah, and so it's become a complete success. In the past, I've done other things. I participated in the creation, as well as the dissolution of a Comic Con back in 2005, known
Mm.
simply as DostaCon.
Gotcha.
We had a great time. Over 200 people showed up for our first go around. But due to things that we couldn't control and the behavior of people we couldn't control, DostaCon, it's gone now. So one of my dreams outside of the store is to eventually own my own comic book convention.
Oh,
I'm an old logistics guy. That was my trade when I was in the military and Air Force.
mm.
And so all the moving parts, I become pretty adept at seeing those and being able to help them do coordinate everything accordingly and so forth. Yeah.
I just look at the RDC World One dudes. If you don't know who they are, I'll send you a link to them. You got to tap into them. You got to tap into them. They are the leading of like our era, like my age group from 25, 30, like just the 90s kids, and just bringing
Uh-huh.
it back of everything that we grew up on, and just like just acting it out in different scenarios for like man, them dudes doing it So I'm just so proud of them. I think it's been maybe 3 or 4 years now since they've been doing DreamCon, and it's just getting bigger
Okay.
and bigger. Like, and I would rather go to DreamCon. I recommend you go to DreamCon. Go look up DreamCon on Google and go on that website. I recommend take your kids out there to
Okay.
take.
Okay.
Yeah, man, because it's such a fun culture, fun and rich culture. Just being around so many black people that like nerd stuff or like geek stuff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
dweeb stuff, and it's just like a comfortable feeling. You ain't got to be dope boy, trap boy. Like you ain't got to be what the media or the TV telling you.
Exactly. 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 You can be whatever you want to be.
Whatever the hell you want to be. We're not
Yeah,
one to.
and whatever you decide you can be, that can still be cool because we're all cool in our own ways or whatever and stuff. I tell people all the time, you know, everyone's a lot of people, especially here in South Georgia, I guess throughout the US or whatever, they're big football fans or whatever and stuff. So everyone wants to talk sports and so forth. I tell my people all the time, I was like, hey, look, there's a lot of ways to be cool. You know, you're just fitting in by forcing yourself into a narrative.
Hurt your body. I
Hmm.
like. I have kids. I never recommend my kids to play sports. Like maybe soccer, maybe baseball, because baseball players make that money.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
football or wrestling. I had fun doing all. I had fun playing football, man. It was fun. I grew up. I'm from Florida, bro. That's just it's a
Hmm.
culture
Hmm.
in Florida. But nah, I wouldn't recommend my child to do that. Like I wouldn't tell them to get into boxing. Like bro, like if you want to do this, you can do it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you can get hurt.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
gotta. I finally got over like my shoulder injury that I had got back when I was like in like the ninth grade, and I just feel like a little stinging like in my shoulder.
Hmm.
Like that tension finally went away. And that's me
Hmm.
young dealing with that injury. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Dude, like nah, man. But yeah, like I said, there's other things to do. I want to see the days where we taking chess serious, or we looking at kids who got the highest, SAT score, ACT score, just like
Yeah,
how we,
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, like I go to. Listen, I'll be Kevin Hart daddy. Not like with the drugs, but I'm gonna be treating the spelling bee like a football competition.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I remember. I remember how seriously I treated the spelling bee when I was a kid.
No,
Before I
sir.
got before I got eliminated over a simple word because I don't know where my head was at the time.
Hate it. They hate it. That's all it was, bro. They hate it. Like, man, dude, you should go to some of them debate and speech competitions, man. That stuff be crazy, man. Just seeing how articulate. I remember when I was in debate speech, this one school was a predominantly black school. I remember one competition, they won in everything.
They wanted everything.
Won in everything. It's one black school. They won in
Yeah.
everything. This girl beat me in radio. I was mad, man. I was like, how you beat me? I'm better than you. Dang, dang, man. Okay, look, let me see here. Have you ever thought about doing any collabs with other stores?
It depends on what they're selling.
Right.
I've managed to dominate this market here in Valdosta, and that's not something that I take very lightly. I've tried to work with other stores before, but unfortunately, all the ones that I've attempted to, I guess, be cool with, or you can call it a partnership or
Yeah.
whatever and stuff, they always, attempted to stab me in my back.
That
Because,
dude.
yeah, yeah,
That,
I don't mince any words on that one at all.
okay.
But after 20 years, I'm still here.
Still here.
I'm always the last man standing. Wasn't the first man, but I'm the last.
Halfway.
you
Halfway.
know, sword and shield ready to keep
That's
cool
right.
comics and
That's
take
right.
cool comics into the future.
That's right. That's why we're gonna be here. We here. Oh, why cool comics? I keep forgetting to ask people that. Like, why is the name of the comic?
Why
Why cool?
cool comics?
Why cool
Okay,
comics?
so this for the okay, so cool comics. A couple of different reasons. When I was a kid, I was a huge fan of this old R&B group called Cool in the Gang, and I just thought it was just just the dopest thing ever for them to to spell cool with a K. um, so probably around 84, 85, somewhere around in there. I created my own comic line. I created several comic lines actually, but the publishing company that I dreamed of being a part of was Cool Comics, spelled with a K and a C. Yeah, and I was thinking ahead when I was 10 years old. I was dreaming of entrepreneurship and literally creating stories to tell my grandkids that I wouldn't have for like the next 30 years. Um, about how I worked so hard for them to have the things that they have.
Good morning. We didn't have glitter.
We didn't have snow.
Yeah. Hey,
Snow's new.
Godfrey be like, his daddy be like, you want Air Jordans? Back in my day, we didn't have feet.
we just crawl around on our ankles. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold on.
Go ahead. A brief intermission, people. It's gonna be okay. Eric Andre is dealing with something personal, maybe helping out a customer, but it's all right. We'll let him deal with his customer. Let's see the businessman first. We appreciate him for even taking this interview with us. It's been an absolutely informative interview, very wonderful interview, just to be able to just talk to Eric Andre. I mean, Andre Oliver, and he's just a terrific individual, and we're just gonna let him do what he needs to do. For the time being, this part will be edited out. Edit this out. Eric Andre, we just talking. I'll keep calling him.
Hey.
Oh, and we're back. With Andre. No, man.
There's more books in the center room as well.
Okay, thank you. We might be out of time. We may be out of time. Dre, I could do this all damn. I can do this all day, brother. I just want to. I just want to uplift you and give you flowers. This brother been doing something that's been great over 20 years and no notoriety. How we just now finding out about this? That's why I appreciate the era of social media like the way I do, to where we can make these connections that we couldn't make back in the day. You know, what newspaper, what article am I gonna find all the different black comic book shops, across the world, across the US, and I just encourage people to make more. It sucks that keep the people in Philly, losing they shop. Hey man, close it down. Give it a couple of years and give it another try.
We'll give it another try. Yeah. It's been great. It's been wonderful for me over the course of my 2-decade run so far. I love meeting people. I love interacting with people. I love not only learning about other people and what makes them special, but teaching those that are interested about business, about logistics, about psychology, various different things I've studied over the years, and of course, about comics.
Right on. All right. Well, Dre, man, listen, man, I just want to, you got any shout outs? Anybody want to shout out, man? Shout out Val Austin, shout out the kids. Anybody want to shout out Cool Comics? What's up? Tell us where we can find you, man.
Shout out to Cool Comics, located in Valdosta, Georgia, 1515 North Ashley Street, Suite M. Phone number 229-241-0404. I'm always here. I'm always waiting, and I promise you there's a comic book out there for you.
Holla at your boy. Man, my advice to you would be hopefully if you actually get like a relationship, something going, Peep Game Comics, or because I know like somebody else was explaining like how that works with comics that are already in like the loop out compared to like individuals who may want to come in and do something with you and like that process. But like I would definitely
Oh, hold on. I want to give a shout out to the Milestone. I believe in you guys. I believe in you so much that I'd be willing to sit down or have a phone call or a nice little video chat and share some ideas with you. Some ideas that wouldn't be overly expensive for you, because I literally want to help make sure that this company succeeds. Characters that were almost invented for your universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
it could be yours. All you gotta do is reach out.
I would also recommend Concrete Comics. The Concrete Comics is like they doing something crazy right now. They like from what Zoe first started. A good friend of mine, Alonzo, started out in Philadelphia. What Jersey? You from Philly? You lives in Jersey, but Concrete Comics, like it started with like Alkalite, Absolver, Odina, and
Okay.
just the deals that they just made to just build an empire of
Hmm.
black superheroes and other minority superheroes, bro. Like they kind of like they got his biggest milestone, but like they doing some crazy. They doing some
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
I get you in contact with them.
Yeah, I'm open.
Yeah, dude, definitely though. But Drake, we are out of time. Man, shout you out, brother. Like I said, I just want to give you flowers, man.
Like I said, just keep the Ric Flair music, and I'll be happy.
Real, man. Hey, listen, man. Y'all go support this brother, man. It's my brother right here, man. Y'all go support Cool Comics. Y'all go holler at them. Go check out their website. Cool Comics on social media. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. I know for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
Look for the
CoolComicsLLC.com
yeah. You gotta
website.
get your TikTok and the Twitter and the and the YouTube. All that good stuff. All that good stuff, man. Y'all go support
Hmm.
my man. Dre, listen, we are all out of time. Stay black. All right, man. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, Dre.
All right, thanks, Trevor.